anybody work using the NEC form of contract? New engineering contract. I'm working with a project team that is signed up to NEC 3, and they're doing about a £250 million project. And they're arguing and fighting. And so here I am again, working with them. And I'm not up to date with contracts nowadays, but another project I'm working with, they started talking to me about the NEC form of contract. And they said there's a core clause that sits above everything else. The employer and the contractor and the supervisor shall work in the spirit of mutual trust and cooperation. And they're all quoting like lower contract clauses at each other, and I just kind of shared with them, hey, you're supposed to be working in the spirit of mutual trust and cooperation. And it's interesting how the word trust comes first, because without trust, you can't have cooperation. Without trust, you can't have straight conversations. You just can't. You keep it to yourself. You don't trust the other person. So what I did with them is I ran this little tool with them. If I just ask you to take one and pass them along. And then Andrew, if I just ask you to take one, pass them along. In order to trust somebody, they have to be trustworthy. In order to trust somebody, they have to be trustworthy. They have to be worthy of your trust. How can you tell if somebody is trustworthy? Or do you just trust everybody blindly? Okay, so in order to be trustworthy, you have to care about the thing that you're involved in. You have to be honest. You have to be reliable. And you have to be competent. Okay? So I run my own business. I would not employ a one-year graduate to work out my tax affairs, because they're just not competent. They don't know the ins and outs of all the tax law. So I employ a seriously competent accountant to make sure that I pay enough tax, not too much, not too little, so I can sleep at night. Okay? You've got to be competent. Right, so I'm just going to ask you to kind of play with me on this. So think about the collaboration you're in, or the project that you're in, or the team you're in. Think about one of the key roles to the success of this project that you're involved in. Think about one of the key roles to the success of this endeavour that you're on, this collaboration. Okay, so have you thought about key role? Yes, no? More time? Okay, now think about the person who occupies that key role. Okay? So has everybody got a person in mind? Okay? So what now I want you to do is just to make an assessment of that person's trustworthiness. And you're going to do this on your own, and we're not going to tell anybody. Don't put a name on the piece of paper. This is for you only. Make an assessment of whether or not the specific thing that you're counting on them for, their role, do they care about it? Are they honest? Are they reliable? Are they competent in that role? Okay? So make an assessment and just read down the columns. This is really trustworthy at the top and not at all trustworthy at the bottom. And just put a circle around your assessment of that person's caring, their honesty, their reliability, and their competence. Okay? Okay, quick show of hands, who's done it? Everybody, fantastic. Right, work out the score. So, bottom right-hand corner, there's a 3 or a 1 or what. So it's the number from the first column multiplied by the number from the second, multiplied by the number from the third, multiplied by the number from the fourth column. Okay? You with me? people I work with are engineers. I'm an engineer. They like numbers. Okay. Everybody got a number? Okay, so some people just shout out your number.
12.
0, 12,
13.
16,
48.
48,
48.
20, 27, 48, I heard.
4.
2, 8. Maximum score, anybody?
I've got a 60.
60?
Maybe I'm too nice.
So 3 times 3 times 3 times 5 is 135.
That's the max.
Okay, so this is kind of the level of trust in relation to your current project. Okay? Now, you'll notice that this is double-sided. So turn over. Right, now I want you to think back across your whole career. You've got at least one project that was flipping brilliant. Okay? You must have. I have. Right. Now that you've got that plum project in mind, think about a key role on that project that was key to its success. Okay? Now think about the person who occupied that key role on that plum project. Has everybody got a person in mind? There's a fantastic project in your career. A key role to the success of that project. Now think about the person, the human being. And then redo this for that person. Okay? Couple of minutes. Anybody done it? Numbers, please.
72.
72? 90? 90?
60.
60? 90? Okay, so what needs to shift on your current project to get to that level in terms of trust? What sort of conversations do you need to be having? Straight conversations, not easy. We said right at the start, cooperation can be more stressful than competition. So we've identified that in your current situation, there's a trust gap. And you're probably not the only person who knows it, but you're now aware of it. So what can you do about it? I'm not going to ask you to shout out. Okay?
But the biggest denominator is competency, so that's slightly odd. Because competency is something, I mean, yes, it's part of trust, but you can choose the wrong person in a sense.
Well, most of the time we get who we're given, if we're honest.
Okay, right.
Okay, so now you know that person
Yeah.
is not as competent as they need to be,
Yeah.
you've got to give them more support.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, I would imagine there's very few people that you get that is going to score 135 on this scale. You're not going to come across fully rounded people who are absolutely, underpants on the outside of their trousers. So this helps you identify where you need to put in more support, or where you need to have a straight conversation. So if somebody's not reliable, they eventually get it done, but you've got to push and cajole and chase them and keep reminding them. It might be a conversation like, John, what's going on? You always get there in the end, but I have to push you so hard. What do you and I need to do to get past this? Okay? Straight conversations. Trust. So folks, this model, I was inspired by a TED talk by a lady called Baroness Honora O'Neill. TED talk. Absolutely brilliant. Honestly. People talk about trust in such open and general terms, it's meaningless. If you want to really understand trust, Baroness Honora O'Neill, TED talk. And having listened to that, and having been inspired by that, if you want to find out more, then go on to BBC Sounds app, Reef Lectures, I think it's 2012, She gives 4 one-hour lectures on it. She spent all her life, Baroness Honora O'Neill, who sits in the House of Lords, has spent all of her life researching trust. She's absolutely amazing.